I, 43M, need to send a letter of thanks to Dyson. I discovered my wife's, 49F, of 17 years, 18-month affair when I updated our fan filter on the app it uses. History. Married 17 years with no children of our own. She's been divorced once and had 2 daughters that I helped to raise, now 28, 23, prior to our marriage. We've really only had minor bumps and issues, in my opinion. We've had an open door type of communication with each other, whether it be work issues and venting or dexual issues or just how we are feeling. Often we will just talk on the couch about life and philosophy in general. I've felt that we had a great connection and a pretty heavy, fulfilling Dex life. We are both in good shape and maintain a healthy lifestyle. I work in the medical field and due to things being what they are, have been putting in a decent amount of overtime over the past 5 months. She works in a legal consultancy and has been working from home for the past 5 months, which has made things a bit distant, but on our days off, we are tight. Changed the filter on the Dyson fan in our bedroom last night. Asked wife if I could use her phone to update the app in order to reset the change filter alert. Mine was on the charger next to the front door. I noticed she had put on a pattern unlock and kinda wanted to ask her what that was about. As I was finding the app on her phone, a notification for Snapchat popped up. My stomach dropped immediately as I read the small tag. "I'll bring the special toy," it said. My brain understood the words, but my mind just stopped functioning. She asked what was the matter, after I guess several minutes of me just sitting and staring at the bedroom fan. My wife has an obligatory quarterly out-of-town meeting that puts her 2 states away for 5 days every business quarter. I knew it was about this coming trip Monday. I've perused Reddit for years anonymously. I've read hundreds of stories that began like this, and never once have I thought about it being me that would sit on my bedroom floor and be in such a cold, dumbfounded state. I recovered and said, "Oh, just getting info about the IP and router." That's how the fan communicates through the app. I have a Chromebook that she logged into Facebook yesterday. I took a week's vacation short notice, my supervisor is a cool chick, and once I laid it out what I may have discovered and have to do, I'm going to need time off. I've been up all night reading her chats. She left to go to the office just now and I made sure the Google location history was on and Find My Phone was active. I'm so suspicious of everything she does now, I can't look at myself in the mirror. She doesn't know I saw the message notification. I logged onto the messaging system that Verizon uses and have signed in under her number and name. There are at least 15000 that date back to February of last year. Messages, memes, flirty pics, and some X-rated ones too. She stopped texting him this way about 3 months ago. Didn't stop texting him, but stopped using the message app through Verizon. I'm guessing they switched to the Snapchat because it's discreet. I'm not on any social media in any way, shape or form. I am clueless. I just figured out that you can't log into Snapchat through Facebook, but it just takes an email and password, and she has used this Chromebook to do that. Hell, she used it just 3 nights ago, lying in bed next to me, rubbing my back while I went to sleep. She messaged him and texted him lying next to me. It's a younger man from work. He is married and has 3 young children. He and his wife have Facebook. I've met him twice. Shook his ducking hand. I'm at a complete loss again and have paced wandered my house, that I custom built for her, for hours. I almost can't feel anything. What little that I am processing is just white-hot rage. I logged on Snapchat and there it all was. I have called my best friend who has been divorced 3 times. Don't get me started on his partner picker. He recommended a vicious lawyer. I plan on recording, saving everything. There's pics of them ducking. I'm sure her phone or his has video. I desperately want this to be a bad dream. She's said terrible things about me. She's told him my insecurities. She's told him, "I love you." They have made no long-term plans, so this feels like a purely dexual relationship. It almost makes it better, but also makes it so much worse. Like she's literally throwing away our life for this. She knows cheating is an absolute deal breaker for me. Our usual routine on the day she leaves for her meetings is I take her to the airport and drop her off with a long goodbye. I can't even think about what I have to do now. My friend says print out the entire thing and see if I can recover things from Snapchat. From what I understand, I can't unless I have her phone. My plan is to see the lawyer today. I'm paying a ridiculous amount to jump in her appointment line. Get the ball rolling and hopefully have a plan of action from her. I really want to book a flight and follow my wife to the hotel she's staying at and catch her in the act. I have access to her hotel booking options and have put myself as a contact person so I can get a room key without alerting her. I think I'm just going to log on to the messaging apps when I get into town and watch it happen in real time. If I could get the papers ready in time, I'd hand them to her. Instead, I'm just going to hand her the printouts. It's a 600 pages PDF. His wife accepted my friend request. I am debating sending everything now. I am seething. I just don't want to lose any advantage. I'm going to fly there Monday afternoon, log in and see what they've talked about, get a room key to my wife's room, and drop off the package in her room with my wedding ring. I'm going to sit in the bar and watch my phone blow up. I'm going to call the AP and tell him to meet me in the lobby per bar and to bring my wife down. Then tell him that a similar package has been sent certified mail to his home addressed to his wife, as well as a Facebook message that I plan on hitting send on as I tell him. It feels petty and weak. I want to rage and scream, but I'm helpless. This morning, all I could do was give her a peck on the cheek goodbye. I really can't stand to look her in the eye. I somehow have to get through the weekend. I guess I'm asking, is my spiteful, hate-fueled plan worth it? I just want to inflict pain at this point. I want to hurt her emotionally. I feel eviscerated, emasculated. I will not entertain an apology. This is the one act that is unforgivable. It takes so many steps to cheat on someone. They all can be stopped until the sin is complete. Then it is done. Should I just confront her tonight? Or catch her? I don't think I'll update. I'm truly thinking about never using social media again, and only being with a partner that has a similar outlook moving forward. Update. I found the special toy. Keep in mind, we have a chest full of adult fun devices. It was already in her carry-on. It's one of those remote control vibrators, the ones that can be controlled by an app. It looks expensive. I meet with the lawyer in 90 minutes. I met with the lawyer. She was actually kind and I dare say compassionate with me. She told me point blank that her job was to represent me in this fight for my future, and my job in all of this was to tell her the complete truth and not make her job harder. I went to Kinko's and printed the file out. Cost $534 for color because I wanted to have the pictures pop. Shout out to Chris at Kinko's for not making a scene when the nudes started coming out. He asked what it was all about, so I told him he was taken aback, but shook my hand and said sorry. I went home and crashed for about 3 hours, and soon-to-be ex-wife came home around 19:30, usual time. Lawyer said to forget any Hollywood confrontation in a hotel bar, that it would look pretty crazy and not becoming at all. So I'm sorry to all of those people that wanted the high drama. She's right ultimately. There's 2 routes to take with divorce, contested or non-contested. She said, I would have to notify my soon-to-be ex-wife that I have retained counsel, and in order to proceed, my soon-to-be ex-wife would have to either contest the divorce or we would go through mediation and file from there. So, she got home about 2 hours ago. I asked her if there was anything going on that she wanted to talk about. She said nothing other than the election. She then asked what was bothering me. I wanted to cry, but truthfully I was cried out. I said I was curious as to why she had a remote control vibrator in her luggage. The look on her face was actually more telling than anything I've ever seen. She looked panicked, pale. She began to breathe faster, sweat. I asked why she would have something like that. Who had the code and the app to it? She stammered and the tears began. As I pulled out my 3 file folders worth of text exchanges, I asked if the AP's wife would have it. She cried and pleaded that she could explain. I said she had 5 minutes to do it. Of course she couldn't. I told her what my attorney told me to tell her. I also told her to leave. She screamed it was her house too. I calmly told her that maybe, but I would be notifying everyone about her affair and betrayal. That even the girls will know, or she can leave now and find living arrangements for the time being. Hell, she'll be at her work conference for a week. She was speechless. I calmly pulled up Facebook and showed her the AP's wife. I said, "Do you want me to tell her? Or are you going to do it right now?" Tears and moaning and pleading with "I love you" and "It wasn't supposed to go this far." Then, my favorite, "You can't do this." I said, "Well, it looks like I'm doing it," as I sent the AP's wife a message with the file of their escapades on it. I prefaced it with apologies and a brief explanation. I haven't heard back from her. I leafed through the stacks of paper and started reading random excerpts out loud to my soon-to-be ex-wife. I just wish we could spend the day attached to each other, just you inside of me. You feel so much more intense than any other woman I've ever been with. She's still sobbing and asking to talk about us. She says our marriage can withstand her mistake. I told her I would never forgive her, her word is shit, and that she threw away the last 17 years. I'm still entertaining the whole tell HR thing, and I am going to tell everyone about her decision to end our marriage by cheating. Thank you to everyone who responded. I feel bad I couldn't respond to all the PMs and responses. I have a therapy appointment scheduled Tuesday. I kind of feel extremely elated. I'm shaking and incredibly low right now. I kind of want to die. The house is pretty quiet except for her crying and moaning. I told her to not come back after her trip. I'm currently sending friend requests and trying to get everyone on my page. I'm just going to send it to everyone that way. I am going to wait until the morning to call the girls. I raised them from when they were 11 and 6. They are women now, 28 and 23. I don't know what to tell them or how to handle them.
Lawyer here. Do nothing here without legal advice. You have a high earning potential and a lot to lose by doing this wrong. I don't know your state, but get to the lawyer office before you do a single thing. 1. Keep evidence. All the evidence you can. 2. If you can do it and you can't get to the lawyer ahead of time for their advice, hire a PI to watch her. Do not go yourself. Do not confront. Do not get violent. These things will only harm you. 3. Get lawyer advice. But no kids. Let her go to her travel thing and then ghost. Make sure to get all your important papers out of the house, your evidence out of the house, a full accounting and a credit report. 4. It's personal preference, but I would file and have her served as soon as she steps off the plane or out of the airport by a process server. She can come home to know you and have your phone number changed so she can't find you. 5. Don't be in contact with her without a voice recorder so long as you're in a single-party consent state. Then, and only then, tell the other spouse. It sounds harsh, but you need to think of you right now. Also, your lawyer may say not to. Once you're clear, go for it. Again, like you're doing, get legal advice and proceed. Under no circumstances go to the city and confront. It'll make you look like a violent nut.
You need to sleep so you can think clearly. Don't confront her, go to the lawyer first, and please tell his wife she has as much right to know as you.
Tell the wife. Check out survivinginfidelity.com. While there, find a very long post by Poster Space Ghost, and I think you will relate. You are doing well so far. Shock, awe, and expose. Have her served when she is with him if possible, or at work in front on everyone. Do not let her gaslight you or blame you. Take the power back that she stole from you. I'm sorry your wife isn't who you thought she was. You can do this.
Use this weekend to gather all your intel. I do like the idea of going to the hotel, but that may cause an altercation. Leaving the info on the bed with your ring is a burning all the bridges tactic, but she has burned them already. If you can avoid a nightmare in the hotel lobby, do it. The trick will be letting his wife know at around the same time. You don't want her to ruin the surprise, and you don't want him to warn his wife about the bullshtick stuff you are going to send her on Facebook. I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm amazed at the control you have had so far. This isn't just a casual affair. It's been going on too long for that. Good luck. Please post an update. The certified package is a great idea as well. Just let her know via Facebook it will be sent. He is going to do everything in his power to make that not happen. Make sure it's sent overnight so she will get it before he gets home.
Hold on a sec. You do not need to shock and awe his wife. It will be hard enough on her, and this isn't her fault. Do not do it when she is at her parents'. Do not do it when she has her kids around. Remember, you are the bearer of bad news. Despite your own trauma, be as gentle as possible with her.
Oh, good Lord. You hold all the chips right now, bro. All of them. It's going to be ugly no matter how you go about it. But I think catching them red-handed is how I would go about it, provided you have the strength to remain cool for the whole thing. I would find a way to include his wife if possible. She most certainly has a right to know the truth. But whatever you do, protect yourself and your assets first. Get some rest. Think clearly about everything and execute the plan with purpose and determination. You'll fall apart later, but keep your demeanor during your operation. You also might want to think about simply delivering a copy of your evidence to the hotel with a note that says, "I know, do not come home." And block her number so you aren't tempted to talk to her when she inevitably blows up your phone.
Yes, I've been thinking about notifying HR. It's a law consultant business that is national. They deal with big settlement cases. They do have a pretty strict non-fraternization protocol, but not sure how it would affect them. Different divisions. Although she is a superior technically.
If she gets fired, you may be stuck paying alimony. File for D, then send the evidence to HR after the judge has signed the papers. Your lawyer will know better which steps to take.
Totally understandable. Totally natural. Now is the time to channel that anger in a productive manner, though. And to be honest, going the scorched earth route is oddly comforting for betrayed men. Been there, done that. My first wife never saw it coming. I wouldn't confront the other dude face to face. There's nothing to be gained from that. Let his wife deal with him as she sees fit. Yeah, you have to show her, and that's going to suck.
You don't need to send her any evidence yet. Just say, "Hi, I'm the husband of your husband's coworker. Our spouses have been having a dexual and emotional affair for X years. I think you deserve to know. I have a lot of evidence, including photos and conversations, which I can mail you copies of if you'd like to see it, but it is graphic and very upsetting. I am telling my wife on date and filing for divorce." Getting that message lets her know you are serious and why you're messaging her. Then it allows her to consent to receiving traumatizing material, which at least gives her some agency in the craziness of having this bomb dropped on her. It's the most gracious thing you can do for someone who is about to go through what you are going through.
Speak to lawyer immediately. Do not show up at hotel. Do not give either of them reason to criticize you or bond over how insane or angry or weak or whatever else they ducking tell themselves you were whilst sitting at that hotel bar. My ex-husband and his AP got to see my anger and they both clung on to it like some kind of justification for what they'd done. It'll become twisted as some weird evidence for why your wife cheated in the first place. Don't give them that. Change the locks. Tell her you've made a reservation for her at a hotel and then block her. Give her nothing. Show her nothing.
I did this. She told me that she wanted me out of our marital house because I got aggressive with her boyfriend who she snuck in. I didn't reply, but spent 3 weeks quietly planning my departure and on my birthday left the house, just disappeared to my new unit and didn't tell her anything. I was there that morning when she went to work and then gone when she got home. It was a frantic few days of her contacting my family, emailing me and calling my job before she realized she was only trying to confirm that I had moved out rather than gone on a holiday. Epic moment for me. Haven't spoken to her in nearly 4 years.
I have never experienced this, but I have to say I think you are handling this so well. I know it hurts, but you're not letting your emotions control your actions. I believe you're thinking clearly and have a great plan in place. I would absolutely go to the hotel and amp. Leave the printouts. I normally don't agree with telling the other spouse, but in this case I think you should. In my opinion, the only thing you shouldn't do is speak to either one of them. I would write her a letter telling her it's over and amp, that the other spouse has been informed. Let her know she's not welcome in your home, if that's possible legally. I'm sure your attorney will let you know what can and can't be done. I'm so proud of you for not giving her a chance to apologize and make excuses. I think you're off to a good start. Best of luck to you in the future. And buy some Dyson stock.
So sorry, OP. Sounds like you are doing almost everything right. Gather the evidence, talk to the lawyer, protect your assets, and go scorched earth. Tell everybody, especially the AP's wife. Control narrative. Don't give your soon-to-be ex-wife a chance to make you the bad guy. Then go no contact. And I don't know if I would be strong enough to do it or want to see it, but if you can get a room key, I'd think about going to where she is and barging in with a video camera to get concrete proof that can't be explained away. While a lot of people don't go along with the inflict pain method of coping, I say go for it. If there is no chance, no reconciliation, and there's no chance, it won't help your long-term pain, but it will be a bomb short-term. And I also think that if you don't do it, you'll come to regret it. Some might call it toxic masculinity, but F those people. She has destroyed your life, and if this is the only way you'll get any semblance of justice, she and AP deserve it. Inasmuch as you fear that her losing her job over ignoring company policy, very few courts would side with her on this. I have seen it. She is the architect of the demise of her career. Therefore, it would behoove you to take that from her as well. I told a few friends on their separations that dealing from a position of power is the best recourse during this, no matter whether you want the marriage back or not. One in particular went down the rabbit hole. He presented himself to his wife's place of business and loosed his evidence pack on the head of HR. AP apparently was a protected individual in the office. When the head of HR saw, wife was called in immediately and terminated. My buddy demanded AP be terminated as well, and Vice President of HR said, as long as we are rid of one offending party. No. VP of HR was threatened with a very public lawsuit. He demanded that the CEO be advised. VP of HR was sweating a bit, so my buddy gets up and strolls over to the CEO's office.
The secretary tries to stop him, and he announces loudly that his wife was just fired for ducking their head sales guy. He wants a twofer. Secretary is stunned. He walks into the CEO having a meeting and tells him that his VP of HR will not fire the head of sales. CEO does on the spot. Hauls in his VP of HR, who stammers that the sales guy has been their best for years, and the execs are all personal friends. CEO says, friends or not, this guy will put us out of business. Duck him. You like your salary as much as I like mine. The board will get rid of all of us. AP was turfed in the next 10 minutes.
Similar story. Married 10 years, 3 kids. She was cheating on my daughter's best friend's dad. Wish I could tell you take the high road. Don't stoop to her level. It won't make you feel better. I also wish I could lie and tell you that I wouldn't do it if I were in your shoes. Just reading your words reminds me of the white-hot rage. But I can't. Whatever you do, know you are a person of worth, and somewhere, someone's right for you. Hang in there. The sun will rise once more.